Olet Posti on saapunut tänne Lontooseen. Great British Beer Festival 2019 starttasi just. Ja meillä on täällä haastattelussa Nik Antona, joka on CAMRAn eli Campaign for Real Ale, eli tämän tapahtuman järjestäjän edustaja. Tell me, what is CAMRA?
CAMRA is the biggest consumer organisation in the UK that is a single issue, covers a single issue. So we've got 190,000 members. We're made up of people from the general public who have a passion and a love for real ale and pubs. So what we do is organise across the country into about 190 branches, covering all parts of the UK, and we run events, run campaigns and support pubs and breweries up and down the country.
So Great British Beer Festival is what 42nd time this year?
Yep, 42nd time. This is CAMRA's flagship event, our biggest event of the year, in which we bring beers from across the UK and around Europe and the rest of the world. So I'm sure we've got some Finnish beers here today. But what we do is educate people to the different types of beer that's available nowadays in the country, and encourage them to try what we think is the best beer, cask beer.
Well, question for us, in Finland we don't get that much real ales.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between real ales and cask ales?
Real ales are the generic. So real ale is a living beer. So it's got living yeast in it. It's not been filtered or pasteurised, and it continues to ferment in the container to which it's dispensed from. So the difference between real ale and cask ale is just the container. The traditional British cask that beer is served from can be vented, tapped, and you can let off the excess CO2. So that is just a container the beer is in, is a cask, and it's been known as cask ale because that's what we traditionally put real ale in. But the product is a real ale inside the cask. I suppose the difference you then got is there's other types of container that you can have a living beer in, or real ale. So you can have it in can, you can have it in bottle, and you can have it in these one-way containers that you can't vent. They're made of plastic and they're recyclable. So real ale is the product. Cask ale is that product in a container, really, the type of container.
How big is real ale still in England?
It is in decline. We've got to accept that the quantity of real ale being produced and consumed in the country is in decline. But then drinking is in decline. People are not likely to go to the pub anymore as much as they used to, and people are drinking more at home, or be it wine, spirits, or cans and bottles of beer. So it's still a significant population, and I can't tell you exact numbers, but it's still probably prevalent across most of the country. Every town has got pubs that sell real ale, and in some towns every pub sells real ale. So I'd say it's very, very popular still and very widespread across the country.
Okay, you mentioned other events also. I understand that you also have a Great British Beer Festival in the wintertime concentrating on darker ales.
Yeah, well we run 2 national festivals a year. This one here today, the Summer Festival, Great British Beer Festival, the original one that's been going 42 years. We introduced a winter festival which was known as National Winter Ales Festival, but we've changed the name now to the Great British Beer Festival Winter, because although it features some of the winter beers, it also features other beers. And this year, or next year in 2020, it moves into the Birmingham area in the West Midlands, and they will be hosting it for 3 years. So that one you'll get predominantly lots of darker styles, the stouts, the porters, the stronghold ales and barley wines, but you'll also get all sorts of beers that are produced all year round in there.
Okay. Oh, let's talk a bit about today's event. How many beers are there served?
We have got over 1,000 beers from over 250 breweries across the country and the rest of the world. We've got American cask beer that we've imported specially with the Brewers Association of America. We've got plenty of European continental beers, Belgian, French, German, Dutch, and I think we probably got some Finnish, so I'll go down and try them later. But it's an offering that we've developed over a number of years to cater for the 40,000 customers we're going to get through the door this week.
So cask ale is still trendy. There was a huge line outside.
Yeah, it's very popular. The majority of the beer we're selling is cask ale, and it's as popular as ever with the customers. The brewers have expanded in quantity in this country over the last 5 years. We've now got over 1,700 British breweries. Most of those are doing real ale, cask ale of sorts. They've innovated, they've adopted styles from the continent, so we're getting sour beers, we're getting lambics, we're getting fruit beers, we're getting imperial Russian stouts, all sorts of beers that you wouldn't normally have got in the past. And the breweries are bringing in continental hops, New World hops and everything, so we're getting different flavours that 30 years ago was unheard.
There's a type of ale in Finland called sahti.
Yeah.
It's an ancient ale type. And is there a possibility for sahti to be on the Great British Beer Festival someday?
There's no reason why it wouldn't be. We have a dedicated team who support our continental beers and supply the bars and everything, or go and search in the beers and choose the beers. There is absolutely no reason why the Finnish beer sahti could not be available here next year, maybe at GBBF.